eer de man te spreken in een hotel in Amsterdam. En hij is nog steeds alive and kicking. Jim Kerr van The Simple Minds. What do you think when you hear a Simple Mind live track with your eyes closed?
It should feel, if you're a fan, it should feel that you're at the concert. That's the success of it, and that's also the failure of it. If it feels like that, and I hope you think that because I do, then it's a complete success. The inspiration came from hearing a lot of bootleg albums of ours, which actually we don't mind at all.
You don't mind about the bootlegs?
No.
And about the technical quality of them?
I mind about that, and
yeah.
I mind about the price of them. That's what makes a live album so attractive, I think. But the bootleg albums, yeah, they usually have a great... The ones I've heard of ours, and there's over 30 now, the ones I've heard have had great atmosphere, but the sound quality's been real bad, and like I say, they're really expensive. But the live album... We wanted to make a live album in a classic sense. I'm talking about The Who live at Leeds, I'm talking about Babylon by Bus, I'm talking about the Springsteen album. U2's live album caught them at a great moment. And then there has been great artists who have also made live albums, but for me it didn't really work for some reason. I'm talking about Peter Gabriel, David Bowie, even the Talking Heads. Maybe they take it in and it gets too produced or takes the life from it. So it's keeping that fine balance. So I think the live album should work on two levels. It should work. If you're a fan, it should feel like when you're listening that you're at the concert. And if you don't know the band well, it should be a kind of a, let me say, manifesto of the last few years and what the band is about. And therefore, that's why we're really pleased with this City of Light album.
I like your soulful, almost hysterical way of live singing. Do you agree that the interpretations are totally different from the recordings in the studio?
Absolutely. I think, for me, I think the difference is when you record the songs in the studio, they're still kind of strangers to you. The songs are still babies, you know, they've only been made 6 weeks ago, and you know the sentiment, but they're still new friends, you know. But when you've lived with it for a year, you went through a lot of things with it, and I think you take it to the maximum. Sometimes you can take it too far and lose it, you know. Sometimes bands come and they completely change things and it's lost. A few times we have completely changed songs, but I'm very confident, we're very confident that it was for the better.
What are the best moments, according to you, in a live concert? I mean, the absolute highlights.
It's very hard to say, but usually on a good night, there's a euphoria. That the best moment is when the lights go on and you can see people looking very happy. I mean, I can't really put it any differently like that. It's a very simple thing for me. That's the highlights. And when you just know on stage that the sound is good, the lights are good, we're playing good, and band audience is very much at one with the music, and there's a circuit being made. There's a set of electricity, and there's a... When that happens, usually it turns into some kind of a celebration, I think, and that's what great live bands are capable of doing.
I see. Something totally else. Can you give an idea of the result of the amnesty efforts of the band?
Absolutely. On pure kind of figures, I believe, for instance, after we did 6 weeks in Europe, Jack Healy told me that the membership had gone up by 30,000 people, which is fantastic. Of a youngish age. I'm not saying that's all because of us, but I don't care who it's because of. It's just great that it coincided. And on a more direct level, we believe, Jack Healy, the head of Amnesty International in America, says he believed that there is 6 people now freed as a result of the postcards and the letters. The last being, 2 weeks ago, we got word from Amnesty International that a man had been set free from prison in Sri Lanka.
Some critics felt that the whole amnesty business was some kind of alternative image building. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's... You have no choice, you know. If you don't do anything, you're criticized. If you do something, you're criticized. It's just too bad, you know, but I don't know, I'm just not a cynical type of person. Well, it is image building in a sense, but what's wrong with that? We want the image of our band to stand for something good.
Yeah. Last question. You've played with the band 3 times on the Torhout Werchter Festival. This year, the Pretenders are coming. Will you be able to accompany your wife to the festival?
I don't know. I certainly would like to, because the bill's fantastic.
I think so.
As usual. Actually, this time it's even more. I think it's a fantastic bill. So well done, Herman. But yeah, I think I would love to see that. But I'm not completely sure.
Walk away.